Hey everyone, uh, I am in a lodge just outside of Great Smoky Mountains National Park. This lodge is about 30 minutes away from the entrance of the park. I picked this lodge because it had a kitchen. After over 2.5 weeks of traveling and eating out, I wanted to make my own food. I'm by no means a cook at all. I can barely make soup, so that's what I made last night. So that part worked out, but what really worked out was the view outside the balcony from here. Let me show you what that looks like. So here is the little balcony that my lodge unit comes with. I mean, check out this view. So now I believe the Great Smoky Mountains National Park is in this direction. And I really like the crisscrossing here of the mountains. And as a photographer, I really like the light along these trees. Maybe if there were some better clouds or something, I'd take a picture of it. But yeah, I really lucked out with this lodge. You know, it wasn't at all expensive. Didn't cost anything more than a regular hotel room closer into town. So yeah, really got lucky. Hey, so that's a pretty cool view, right? I'll have that for the next couple of days. The plan for today is first head to the local grocery store and get some lunch and throw that in the cooler. But then head into the park. This park is not as large as Yellowstone, so I believe I can make it from west to east in about three hours, maybe 4. You know, the idea for today is to keep an eye out for other places to go and maybe do some hiking for the next couple of days. I do have 2 full days here, and then on Monday morning I'm leaving, but I will have Monday morning available, and then I'll be driving to the next destination on Monday afternoon. So yeah, so that's the plan, and I'll take you guys along the way. Okay, so I am at the visitor center. It's one of 3 visitor centers. I'm at the Sugarlands one, which is the one closest to Gatlinburg, and they have these pamphlets, one on waterfalls, day hikes, and auto touring. So I like waterfalls. You know, most of my shots are probably of waterfalls. Then I was talking about the day hikes before, and then auto touring was the goal for today. Now, I had wanted to go as far east as I could and as far west as I could. So to the east, there's this Roaring Falls. Is it called? I can't quite remember what it's called. It's Roaring. Sorry, it's Roaring Fork Drive. It looks like I do have to go back into town and kind of turn back into it. So that's gonna be the first one, and then if there's time available, I'll start heading west. You see that little river road? That actually leads to this Cades Cove. Cades Cove, there we go, Cades Cove location. But I believe the loop road is actually closed for paving. I'm not sure if I can walk along it, but when I get there, we'll see. Hey, so I wasn't having much luck on this motor trail. I was expecting to have more of a vista type thing where there's like lots of pullouts with little plaques with information on it. But the turns out it's really just really heavily wooded. A lot of trailheads. A lot of people trying to park by the trailheads. So yeah, nothing really to talk much about or take pictures of. So I spied this log cabin just now, and one of the things this area is known for are these log cabins that they preserved. To kind of show what life was like back then. You know, it's a really tiny log cabin. I think you've heard about Dolly Parton and growing up in a log cabin, something like this, I think. So Dollywood is actually just up the road, and they have a replica of it. I haven't seen it, so I'm just speculating here, right? But you can imagine someone, or a family living in here. There's like 10 kids or something, so that's a lot of people to fit in this little building. Right. So, but there are several outbuildings, so I'm gonna take some shots of those, or I will try to take some artistic shots, I guess, of some of these buildings, and hopefully they look better than kind of a standard travel photo. So yeah, so let me show you those. So this is a hog pen. So that's the little structure kind of lower left, and then tried to get the main cabin in the background to show up a little bit. Hopefully that will show up in the final photo. So here's a shot of the barn. It took 2 or 3 shots. I'm not sure how many I will use in the video, but yeah, you know, I mentioned before about the size the size of the living quarters, right? But I'm speculating that they focus on the working buildings, the stuff they need to do to basically feed themselves and sustain themselves. And so that's where a lot of the work went. The living quarters was kind of was less important at the time. So here's the first waterfall I've come across. Really interesting. I like how the water kind of comes from the upper right down to the lower left, and how the streams are pretty thin. I think it has a really interesting look to it. Now the problem is I can't really take like an art style photo here because I don't have a place to put a tripod to take like a long exposure or anything like that. So this video will have to be it. Hey, so it's the end of the day now. After taking that Roaring Fork motor trail, I headed down to the Cades Cove area. It goes down a road called the Little River Road. So I did go pretty much as far east as I could drive, and then as far west as I could drive. But what I learned was that you really got to get into the woods to experience this place. There's really nothing you can see from the road itself. So that's the plan for tomorrow. We'll find a few trails here or there and go hiking and see what kind of photos we can get. Well, that's the plan for tomorrow. See you later.